Hello, Squirrel Tribe. So today's going to be a very interesting day for people all across this great nation of ours, because today, April 5th, 2025, there are more than 1,100 anti-Trump demonstrations or protests that are scheduled to take place. Every single state has at least one of these demonstrations or protests occurring sometime today. So according to this is a hands-off protest and demonstration. At least that's what they say. Although I have noticed that a lot of times when certain protests and certain demonstrations do take place, the whole hands-off thing seems to go out the window the second anybody is approached and asked for a legit reason why we're protesting or demonstrating against something, right? So according to this, there are more than 1,100 hands-off protests and meetings are planned in nationwide demonstrations across all 50 states today, again, April 5th, 2025, in what organizers, because obviously somebody had to organize this whole thing, they say are in response to the dramatic cuts to the federal workforce overseen by Trump advisor and Tesla CEO Elon Musk. So this is not even an anti-Trump demonstration. This is an anti-Elon Musk demonstration. Why this man has been able to take this nation by the cojones in such a negative way, I'm still not quite sure. The left hates him. The right kind of sort of depends, honestly. Some people think he's great. Some people think that, maybe he's a wolf in sheep's clothing. It's still yet to be determined for a lot of people. But the fact of the matter is, a lot of people are losing their minds over Elon Musk. And it's very concerning to me, the fact that there are over 1,100 hands-off protests, which if you look at it, all of the hands-off stuff against Elon Musk has been very hands-on, in fact, with all of the damaging and the vandalism to Teslas, whether they're being driven on the road or they're in somebody's driveway, or heaven forbid, they're in an actual Tesla dealership where things are being set on fire and spray painted and all kinds of stuff. That's not very hands-off if you ask me, but this is what they say. This is what the organizers say. This is their comment. Donald Trump and Elon Musk think this country belongs to them. This is what the organizers have said on their website. They're taking everything they can get their hands on and daring the world to stop them. Now, I don't really think personally that that's how that is. I don't see that. Whether I'm right, left, down the middle, I don't really see it that way. And it's very interesting to me that the people on the left do see it that way. According to this, citing what they see as President Trump's moves to gut services, including the eventual slashing of Social Security and Medicaid, which has been said numerous times is not the case, it says here, a coalition of more than 150 organizers, including Planned Parenthood Action Fund, Service Employees International Union, and the American Civil Liberties Union, League of Women Voters, and Greenpeace, will take part in today's demonstrations. Nearly 100 days in, President Donald Trump has kept his promises to go after his enemies, but not in order to help Americans. With Elon Musk at his side, he's attacking the foundations of opportunity, public education, healthcare, collective bargaining, and Social Security. This is according to the American Federation of Teachers. This Saturday, April 5th, we're joining thousands nationwide to say, hands off our Social Security, hands off our public schools, hands off our jobs. What's interesting to me is that we've been hearing over the last 4 years that by the time I am a 43-year-old female, I've been hearing over the last 4 years during the Biden-Harris administration that by the time I go to retire, there will not be any money left in Social Security for me. So if now you have Donald Trump and Elon Musk coming in trying to figure out how to fix whatever's going wrong in Social Security that would then ensure that by the time I retire, the money of mine that has been taken out of my paychecks over my lifespan of work that has been put into Social Security will still be there for me when I am at a retirement age, I'm okay with whatever they are doing. Me personally. The people that are losing their minds over this, I have to wonder, do you not want your Social Security? Are you okay with it being spent and given to people who don't legally deserve to get it because they aren't either legal citizens or because they haven't paid into it, or who knows what's actually happening with this money? There's so many instances that DOGE, the Department of Government Efficiency, has found over the last however many days Elon Musk has been heading this thing, that money is being spent in areas where it should not go. They have found numerous areas where, especially with Social Security and Medicaid and things like that, where it is fluff money is what I want to call it. It's being spent in things that do not matter. Therefore, it's being taken away from the things that do matter. Paying people's bills, paying people, your Social Security, whatnot. So for Elon Musk and Donald Trump to now be going through and trying to find ways to save our Social Security, I personally am all here for it. This says, the country is going bankrupt. A country is no different from a person. If a country overspends and doesn't spend wisely, just like a person, a country will go bankrupt. This is what Musk said in an interview with Fox News Business in March, and it makes perfect sense. While mass protests are planned in big cities and small towns across the country, the largest could take place in, I'm sure you've guessed it, Washington, D.C., where demonstrators will gather at the National Mall. So another place I definitely would not go today, no matter what, is the National Mall. Parking will be limited due to crowd sizes and location. Attendees are encouraged to take public transit to the National Mall. So also, stay off public transit. The White House spring garden tours that had been scheduled for Saturday were postponed by a day out of an abundance of caution to ensure the safety of all within proximity to public demonstrations planned near the White House. This is the Office of the First Lady said in a Thursday press release. So Melania Trump's office said that today, Thursday. Protest organizers said on their website that a core principle of the demonstrations was a commitment to nonviolent action and held a training session on how to de-escalate tensions with police and counter-protesters. Here's the thing, though. The counter-protesters generally aren't the ones that are violent and angry and screaming and things like that. You can easily go on social media and just look up any previous protests by the left and you will see where the anger and the violence come into play. If you look up protests by the right, you will notice, generally speaking, they are peaceful until the left shows up to lose their mind about the protests on the right. So this whole hands-off thing, I'm very interested to see how many videos flood social media at the end of today or during today with hands-off moments that became hands-on moments. A protest movement against Trump and Musk has been building in recent weeks. That's what they say. On March 29th, the so-called Tesla takedown demonstrations were held at hundreds of Tesla dealerships around the country. We talked about those when they happened. Since then, Senator Cory Booker of New Jersey delivered the longest speech in Senate history, urging Americans to respond to Trump's policies by engaging in what former civil rights icon John Lewis called good trouble. Yeah, Cory Booker stood up and ran his mouth for over 24 hours without really saying anything at all. It was supposed to be like this big deal, but he didn't say anything. He didn't go up there to talk about policies that needed to change. He didn't really say anything that would have made a difference. He just found a way to run his mouth for 24 hours. While he may not join the hands-off demonstrations on Saturday, former Vice President Mike Pence did offer his own form of protest to Trump's tariffs on Thursday. This is what Mike Pence had to say. The Trump tariff tax is the largest peacetime tax hike in U.S. history. These tariffs are nearly 10 times the size of those imposed during the Trump-Pence administration and will cost American families over $3,500 per year. What's funny is that they keep calling it a Trump tariff tax. That is not being given to us. We're not paying that tax. This is against other countries who have been tariffing the crap out of us, the U.S., forever. And now finally we have a president in there who is going to tariff back. And it's not even the full amount that's being tariffed to us. If you look at it, we're tariffing half of it to China and other places like that. Now, the ones who are only doing a 10% tariff, I think Brazil and Colombia, we are reciprocating with a 10% tariff of our own. But China and Vietnam, I think Vietnam was at like a 97% tariff. So the U.S. is like, all right, we're going to tariff you back at half of that. And Vietnam is like, oh, hold on, we don't want that. So now they're rethinking their tariffs against the U.S. This is a massive positive, if you ask me. But a lot of people, all they want to do is crap on anything that Donald Trump is doing. And that's what these protests are really about, is to go up there and just make a fool of themselves against Elon Musk and Donald Trump, because they refuse to see that what is happening right now is for the betterment of not just Republicans or conservatives or independents, but for Democrats as well. Everything that Donald Trump is doing will help the entirety of this country. It will also help other countries in the long run, but nobody wants to stop and see it because too many people are too emotional and refuse to use rational thinking. Anyways, that is all. Stay inside today, or at least stay out of the areas where they're going to have the protests, because it's going to get gnarly. No matter if they call it hands off or not, something is going to end up going down, because it always does when it comes to stuff like that. So just be safe, Squirrel Tribe, and I'll see you guys later. Love you. Bye.